Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be looking over my Pickems for North America, EMEA, Korea, Japan, APAC, Brazil and Latin America. Obviously I could not do South America because I was a bit too late on doing the Pickems, so that's alright. But first off with North America, and as you can tell by the screen, I didn't really go too well. A total of 10 points for me in North America. If we have a look at the overview, so basically the results of what actually happened, this is the result. So this actually happened, and this was my prediction. So I predicted V1 and C9 to go to Reykjavik. So we won't talk about this, obviously, but I'm going to post it onto YouTube, so everyone will probably talk about it. Not everyone, but, you know, it'll be mentioned. But that did not go well. It did not go well. But hopefully next time I can do a lot better, hopefully, for challenges too. So I think if we have a look at the amount of users and the percentage, so 10 points, 4.5%, and 386 users got 10 points. Obviously, most of them, okay, so the most one was actually 25 points with, I guess, 1,351 or 1,351 users with 15.8%. So that is, I think, the biggest one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's probably also because most of them were actually from the playoffs and not from the open qualifiers for this challenge for the stage challenges one. So that's North America all done. We won't pay attention to that. We'll just leave it in the dust. EMEA is next, and a total of uh, 35 points. There we go. I can math. So I got N3 Champions, Fnatic, and G2 Ride. I mean, for this one, you could have gone either G2 or Liquid, and then I really thought FPX was not going to do well in the playoffs because of the bad EG, but apparently they would pop it off, and yeah, they just did really, really good in the playoffs and obviously won. And if you saw in the description of my last video, but if you haven't read it, I'll say right now, FPX does get 200 points, so 200 VCT points, and what was it, 25,000 prize money or something? I think it's 25,000 prize money. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Liquid, their 55 points that they got from this VCT EMEA, they won't count, and so they will just have 125 points to start off with. But it's pretty good that FPX got 200 points. That's really, really good. I'm happy about that. But I predicted Guild a lot. I had high hopes for them. Didn't really work out. That's all I kind of really have to say. So I predicted Fnatic, G2, and Guild to make it into Reykjavik, and they got 2 out of the 3 right. I got G2 Fnatic right, but not not Team Liquid, which I really thought they were gonna bum out very early on in this bracket. But we have a look at the overview just to compare. So this is the result from the playoffs. So would have been good if I actually, had some hopes for FPX and I didn't, predict Guild highly. But other than that, I would say that's pretty decent. 3.3% and 165 users. That's pretty good. I mean, the majority got 25 points. It looks like, or 20 points even, or even 10 points. All right, so I think 20 points is I think 20 points is the big one. With like most amount of users that got in the playoffs. So I'll take that as a win-win. That's really good. So I move over to Korea, and Korea was a bit all over the place thanks to Holy Moly, which they popped the hell off apparently. So I got the 4 beginning matches right. I mean, it was gonna be it was pretty obvious. I'll be honest. So I got a total of, looks like as 30 points, I think that is. If I do some math, 5, 5, 5, 10, 20. Plus, no, wait, hang on. 40 points. I am dumb. I cannot math if you couldn't tell. I think that's also the majority? No. So the majority I think was got 110 points, 23.2%. And then I was in the 40 points range with 120 with other 123 users. But in the upper final, grand final could be it was basically anyone. Like you could choose DRX or on Slayers, and thanks to Holy Moly, Blade is coming out alive and being out WGS and down one gaming. That kind of screwed up my bracket, but that's alright. We have a look at the overview. This was the results. So this is actually what happened, and this was my Pickems. So it's similar, but you know, if it wasn't for Holy Moly, then it would have been pretty good. It would have been pretty decent. So that is Korea. Let's now move on to Japan. Japan, I think, actually got the most points. I'm actually surprised of how well I did in Japan. That is a total of 125 points, which I'm shocked about. So the only thing that kind of messed me up was the beginning match, the Reject versus Fave Gaming. It was either going to be Fave Gaming or Reject. You could just either of them. But I went with Reject, and Reject kind of bombed out. I'll be honest. They didn't really go well. But at least I did predict Crazy Raccoon to lose to Zeta Division in the upper semifinals. If that also happened in the grand final, that would have been great. But it was a decent showing, I'll be honest, in Japan. So actually, I'm really surprised at how well I did in Japan. Thought I was going to do really poorly, but it's basically just like we know that Crazy Raccoon, Zeta Division, iJesus, and Fave Gaming are probably the top four best Japanese teams, and then there's just everyone else. So I guess that's basically how it is. But as obviously Zeta Division made it to Reykjavik. This is actually what happened. So yeah, I got so if I actually put Fave Gaming to win, then that would have been instrumental, would have been big if I got that right. But unlucky there. That's alright. Hopefully the next one I could do a lot better. APAC is next. I also did pretty well in APAC, surprisingly. Um, Obviously, I didn't do the group stages. Maybe I will, maybe next. But I got a total of 135 points with 73 other users, 2.3%. Actually, I also wait. Okay, so I did this as well. So I don't know if I actually showed this. I don't think so. But I did the pick'ems for the play-ins. So I got Action PH right. Everything else I did not. Um, yeah, that's a bit of an issue there. And then for this one, I only got Fancy United winning against Griffin Esports. As you can tell, I was very highly on Global Esports. I thought they were actually going to win and make it into the playoffs, but they didn't. They bombed out. They lost to Griffin Esports, and then I think they also lost to, I think it was Fancy United Esports. I think that's who they lost to, but I might be wrong. I cannot remember. But this actually was pretty good. I mean, I really had, you know, a lot of hope on Full Sense. I was hyping them up. I did get 0-0 right of actually making it to Reykjavik, but not really Full Sense. But everything else was decent. If I just didn't have so much hope on Full Sense, I think I would have would have done pretty well. But Paper X, I mean, you know, for me, I put them on third. Still very, very respectable. Uh, I think if we actually have a look at the overview on this, only this, I'm not gonna have a look at the pick'ems for the uh, I'm not gonna have a look at the play-ins results. That's out of the way. I already did that. I'm just talking about the playoffs only. You know, not too bad, not too bad. I mean, Bleed went further than I was expecting. I'll be honest. I really thought they were gonna, you know, bomb out and like lose the Full Sense and you know win against Boom Esports, but Boom also did really, really good. Um, that's all I really have to say. So full sense. What the heck, man? What the heck, guys? I had so much hope for you guys, but apparently you kind of bummed out, which is alright. Next one is Brazil, and I think Brazil is maybe my most points I got. It was actually. So I got a total of 100 points, 193 users, and with 7.9%. I mean, it's just like I said, very straightforward. Is Brazil kind of reminds you of Korea. Very straightforward. You like we most like. I mean, we definitely know who's gonna win and all that other stuff. But either way, I had a lot of high hopes with TBK Esports because of how well they were playing in the group stages. Kind of, it didn't go well. They lost to Furia, and then they lost to Vivo Keed. No, no way. I'm trying to remember who they lost to. I don't know. Let's have a look at the overview. No, so they lost. Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. So they did lose to Vivo Keed. I was right. Okay. But here is the bracket. Obviously, Loud winning everything. Who saw that coming? Oh my god. I don't know what else to say. But Ninjas in Pajamas, I mean, this one's like you could really go either way. I mean, TVK, I just had a lot of high hopes for them, I'll be honest. But you could really go either way for Vivo Keaton or Ninjas in Pajamas. But obviously, we know that Nip did win against Vivo Keed 3-2 fashion. Very, very close game. And Loud obviously beat them in the grand final way. But either way, Ninjas Pajamas will be in Reykjavik due to them winning against Leviathan in Latin America. But still, I'm pretty happy with the result for my Pickems. If I just didn't have so much high hopes for TBK Esports, that would be fantastic. The last one we'll go to is Latin America, and Latin America was actually also pretty decent. So I had a lot of high hopes for XLA's Laser. If you couldn't tell from my video that I did, I very a lot of high hopes. 40 points, only 10 users, and 0.7%. That's pretty good. If you get basically if you get above the average or like the majority, then that's really really good. But I had such high hopes for Laser, and then they just fucked everything up. They really did just fucked everything up. It also shows as well that Latin America South is still the best, I guess, region between the North and the South in Latin America, because both Leviathan and Crew were in the grand final. So at least I got the upper semifinals right. I got the lower stuff right. It's just the upper final grand final which I was a bit struggling with. But wow, only 2 users actually got everything right, which is impressive. But this is actually literally what happened. Obviously, so much high hopes for Exilius Laser, and I'm pissed off that they did not go well. But just like I said, that also shows of how strong Latin America South is compared to the North. I shall say. So that's really about it. Obviously, I'll be doing a very similar video of that for the stage 2 challenges. I kind of want to see. So we got the Philippines and North America. Obviously, I'm not going to do the Philippines Pickems because that's just no thanks. But looks like nothing. It looks like for North America and the Philippines, so that's alright. But North America, that will start on May 6th to June 27th. So May 8th and 9th will be the first Super Qualifier, and then sorry, 6th to 9th. Sorry, is the first Super Qualifier, and then I'm gonna say the 10th to well, the 11th to the 13th is the second qualifier. I'm just guessing. Philippines, we'll see what they want to do, but I will be obviously doing my pickings for Reykjavik. I actually kind of want to check. I still want to check if the pickums have. Okay, yeah. So the pickums have been revealed. Obviously, I will be doing that in a separate video when it gets closer to Iceland, and you know if there's any roster changes or anything, which I don't think there is any now, but I'll be doing a separate video on that pretty shortly, actually. Maybe like sometime next week. But that is really about it. I guess I'll have a quick, tiny look at the promotions and stage 2 for Challengers 1 for Brazil. EMEA promotions, Rebels Gaming have already qualified for the playoffs, and Focus and Anomio Mentors have also qualified as well. So it's between Zero Esports and XL for the last spot in the Group A. If we have a look at the promotions, okay, they haven't even done anything. That's great. No bracket there, I guess, for the promotions, but I'll maybe do the Pickems for that. We just have to wait and see. And this is the Brazil one. So basically, whoever qualifies, so whoever the 14s qualify from this bracket, they'll be part of the playoffs or the group stages for the Stage 2 Challenges 1 for Brazil. My pick, I'll be honest, I'll just do this really quickly. I think it's going to be Liberty, um, MIBR, Sharks, and Los Gradas. That's just my guess. But yeah, that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.